ball on the side. Glenn into the Scott. Scott brings around over to Wayne. Wayne swings back to Glenn. Glenn tries for 3 points. Misses. Tristan gets a rebound, shoots. And it's in. 2 points to Tassie. Top start. Tassie playing New South Metro. They're now bringing the ball up. Bring it in. Looks like a foul being called on Tassie. It's a side ball for New South. Top steal by Glenn. He swings it over to Scott. He should put it in. Yes, another 2 points. Lovely bit of work there by Glenn to steal the ball for New South. Looks like Tassie's got off to a good start. 4 points to 0. Another steal by Scott. He brings it down. Looks like he's going all the way. Yes, top bit of work. Another 2 points. Couldn't ask for a better start. New South bring the ball up. Tassie defending well. They shoot, miss. Jai gets the rebound. Sends it down to Glenn. Might be too far. No, he's got it. Being held out. Tristan's got it. Tristan back to Jai. Jai gives it to Wayne. They're setting up the offensive. Wayne swings around to Glenn. Glenn's going to drive in. All the way. Yes. Excellent bit of work. 2 points to Glenn. The score after 1.5 minutes is Tassie 8, New South 0. Couldn't ask for a better start. New South in attack, having trouble moving the ball around. Going in, blocked out. 3 seconds, Tassie on the side. Wayne with the ball on the side. Throws it over to Tristan. Tristan back to Wayne. Wayne brings it up. Looks like he's going all the way over to Glenn. 2 more. Top pass from Wayne over to Glenn and in the basket for 2. New South bring the ball up again. Tassie boys defending well. They miss. Tristan gets a rebound. No, jump ball. Lovely bit of work by Tristan. Jump ball. With just under 2 minutes of the ball game gone, the score is Tassie 10, New South 0. Foot violation on New South. Tassie's ball on the side. Scott sends it over to Glenn, who brings it down. He's going all the way. Lovely drive. 2 points. Worked his way right through the New South defence and put her in for 2. That's brought it out to 12-0, Tassie's favour. New South trying to bring the ball in. Looks like a foul on Wayne. Yes, New South for the side ball. Timeout being called by New South Metro. With 17.5 minutes to go, the score is 12 to Tassie, 0 to New South Wales Metro. 12 on there. Oh, what did I say? An error there from the commentator in the time. It's 17 minutes 32, not 7:32. Timeout completed. No changes to the Tassie side. New South with the ball on the side. They swing it around. In the offensive go for shot. First basket for New South. Wayne sends the ball over to Scott. Scott over to Glenn. Glenn in with a drive. Magnificent bit of work. Another 2 points. New South bring the ball up. Boys defending well. Looks like a foul being called on Tassie. New South will go to the line for 2. With 17 minutes to go. The score is 14-2. First one goes in for New South. Second one misses. Tassie wins a rebound by Tristan. Tristan swings it out to Wayne, who comes down. Whoops, he nearly lost it, but he hangs on and sends it out to Jai. Jai around to Glenn. Glenn with the ball. Swings around to Tristan. Tristan back to Wayne. Wayne's cutting through, drives right through. Another 2 points. Magnificent bit of work. New South nearly lose the ball there. They bring it up. They're trying to get it in. Not having any luck yet. The Tassie boys holding them out. Looks like a foul being called on Glenn. New South with the ball to the side. New South throw the ball in, and Wayne nearly steals it. Unfortunately, New South regain it. They move it around. Travel. Magnificent bit of work by Wayne. He got the ball out of the hand, but unfortunately he was sitting down and was called travel. New South bring the ball in again. They're having trouble getting in the defence of the Tassie boys. It's the best start we've had so far. Nearly a steal by Scott. New South shoot, 2 points. With 16 minutes to go, the score is 16-5 in the favour of Tassie. Wayne brings the ball down, sends it over to Glenn. He's got a spot. Yes, no, he misses. Nearly in. And Tassie get the side ball. New South put it over the side. Jai into Wayne. Wayne brings around the front, gives it back to Jai. Jai with a long throw over to Glenn. Glenn swings it back out to Scott. Scott swings around the front, moving the ball around, using up time at this moment, waiting for the moment. Scott to Wayne, Wayne back to Jai, Jai out to Scott, Scott to Glenn, Glenn to Wayne. Wayne tries 3 points, misses, but looks like Jai gets a rebound. Another 30 seconds for Tassie. Jai out to Glenn. Glenn swings it around to Wayne at the top of the key. Wayne back to Scott, moving the ball around. Scott to Glenn, Glenn back to Jai, Jai back out to Scott, Scott back over to Wayne. He moves it around with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Scott gets it, he's going to drive through, no, palms it off to Jai, who shoots, misses. Tassie gets the rebound, Scott shoots, misses. And New South put it out, and Tassie get the side ball. Glenn throws the ball in from the side, gives it to Tristan. Tristan back to Glenn. Glenn gets it, draws the foul. Tassie takes the ball to the side. Glenn throws the ball into Wayne. Wayne goes in, passes it over to Scott, who's underneath. Misses. Tristan rebounds, he puts it in for 2. To start Tassie needed. With 14.5 minutes to go, the score is 18-5, Tassie's favour. New South would bring the ball up, working around trying to get in, but the defence is holding. They shoot, doesn't go in. Tristan gets a rebound. No, draws the foul instead, so Tassie get the ball on the side. Tassie boys are working a lot better on the boards today. Wayne gives it in to Scott, who brings the ball up for us. Scott over to Glenn. Glenn brings the ball out. Back to Jai. Jai back to Scott. Scott sends it back to Jai, who drives in. Gets around them. Misses, unfortunately. The ball comes out. The New South Wales get it. New South bring the ball up now. Trying to get in. Shoot. And it goes in, 2 to New South. Wayne brings the ball up to Tassie, crosses the centre line. Looks like he's going to drive all the way in, which he does. A magnificent drive all the way through for 2 points. With 13 minutes and 40 seconds to go, the score is 27 in favour of Tassie. 13-point break. New South swinging the ball around, trying to get in. They shoot, miss. They end up winning the rebound. Try again, miss. Tassie get it, he throws it. No, unfortunately it goes out and it's New South Wales on the side. Nice try, Wayne. New South get the 2 in. Tristan brings the ball in, gives it to Wayne, he brings it up for Tassie. Wayne over to Scott. Scott moves it around to Tristan. Tristan sends it back out to, no, he draws the foul. Tassie ball on the side. Looks like a sub's been called by Tassie. Tristan off and Danny on. Scott with the ball. Sends it over to Jai. Jai back out to Wayne. Wayne sends it over to Glenn. Glenn to Scott. Scott shoots. Misses. New South get the rebound. They bring the ball up. New South shoot. Miss. Glenn gets the ball. Sends it out long pass to Scott, who shoots. 2 points. Nice drive. Lovely basket for Tassie. New South bringing the ball up. Our boys are defending well. A steal by Scott, who's got it. He's going through all the way. Drives, misses. Unfortunately, there's no backup for Tassie, so New South get the ball. Still a magnificent bit of work by him to get the steal. New South bringing the ball up. Tassie boys defending. They can't get in. Yes, they. Looks like a foul on Tassie, on Wayne. He's got 3 now. And New South take the ball to the side. Yep, with 12 minutes, 12 seconds to go, the score is 22-9 in favour of Tassie. New South bring the ball in. Scott gets a steal, no, but unfortunately goes to a New South player. They still retain it. They're trying to bring it in. Tassie boys defending well. They swing it around, trying to break in. No. Lovely drive by the New South to put it in for 2. Wayne brings it down for Tassie. It's now only 11-point game. Wayne put it to Glenn. Glenn over to Scott. Back to Wayne. Back to Scott. Scott sends it over to Glenn. Glenn to Jai, who's there. 2 points. Easy. Easy. Lovely pass and a lovely basket for Jai. New South bring the ball up. They move it around. Looks like the foul's been drawn on Zanny. And New South get the basket and go to the line for 1. Looks like Tassie's going to make a sub here. Steve going on and Wayne off. With 11.5 minutes to go, the score is 24-13. 11 points in favour of Tassie. Misses. Scott gets a rebound for Tassie. He brings it down, sets it up. He's out the front, moves it around, swings it over to Glenn. Glenn to Jai. Jai back out to Scott. Scott brings the ball over, sends it out to Danny. Danny with the ball, back out to Scott. Scott to Steve. Steve back out to Glenn. Glenn with a shot. Oh, unfortunate. Jai wins a rebound, shoots. Misses again, gets the rebound again. Top bit of work by him, who sends it out to the front of the key to Steve. Top bit of work by Jai there to get those 2 rebounds. Scott sends it out to Danny. Danny back out to Steve. Steve swings around to Glenn. Tries to go in, but his way is blocked. Scott's got the ball. Back up to Jai. Jai to Scott. Scott shoots. Lovely basket. In for 2. Well, 10.5 minutes to go. The score is 26-13 in favour of Tassie. Tassie boys defending well here, trying to hold that New South. They swing it round. They swing around. No, they still can't get through. Tassie boys defending well. We've got 14 seconds on the clock. They shoot. It comes back out and Jai gets a rebound. Sends it out to Steve. Steve has the ball stolen from him. Unfortunately, the foul call on Jai, and New South will go to the line for 2. Just 10 minutes to go on the game. On the first half of the game, Tassie lead 26 to 13, and New South on the line for 2. First one misses. Is where we want the rebound. Second one misses. Tassie end up coming out with the rebound. Steve sends it out to Glenn. Looks like Glenn will go all the way, which he does. Top basket. Another 2 to Tassie, who took it all the way. New South bringing the ball up. Going back into the attack. Tassie boys defending well. New South shoot, miss. Unfortunately, New South, foul called on Tassie. And New South will go to the line for 2. Looks like a timeout being called by New South Metro. With 9 minutes and 38 seconds to go, the score is 28-13 in favour of Tassie. First one goes in. Misses. New South get the rebound, shoot, no, miss again. Danny manages to take it away from the New South players, sends it over to Jai, who brings the ball down, sends it over to Glenn. Glenn tries to drive through, but no, it was blocked off. He gets it, sends it over to Steve. Far side back to Danny. Danny with the ball sends it out to Scott. Scott with the ball at the front. Oh, it's lost, stolen by New South. They drive and 2 points. Scott sends it back into Steve. He's bringing it down for us. The score is 28-16 in favour of Tassie. Brings it down. Sends it over to Jai, who drives through. Looks like there's a foul drawn on him. The basket will count. Top drive, 2 points to Tassie, and he'll go to the line for the extra. Looks like a sub been made by Tassie. Clayton and Marcus coming on. Scott off, and Glenn. Scott and Glenn coming off, and Marcus and Clayton on. Jai's on the line for an extra throw. He puts it in. Looks like another sub being made by Tassie. Jai's off and Andrew's on. Looks like Tassie are manning up their men. Full court press. Tassie force the ball out to the side, and New South get it. Tassie with the full court press, putting pressure on them. New South trying to attack. Can't get in at the moment. Defence is holding out well. They try to drive through. Shoot. 2 points to New South. Steve bringing the ball up for Tassie. Sends it over to Clayton. Clayton brings it back out to the front. Gives it to Steve. Steve sends it around to Danny. And Danny wasn't watching and lost the ball. New South Wales get it. Full court press still on. Looks like a foul being called on Steve. He pushed one of the New South players. New South take it to the side. Looks like it's a one-on-one. Tassie have got 19 fouls. New South go to the line. First one's in. second one. With 8.25 minutes to go, the score is 31-20 in favour of Tassie. Steve sent out to Marcus, Marcus out to Andrew, Andrew back out to Steve. Steve's going in, no, sends it out to Marcus, Marcus back out to Clayton. Clayton with the ball, moves around to Andrew. He shoots. Top shot, 2 points. Full court press still on. Tassie defenders harassing the New South players. Tassie defending well. New South shoot, 2 points. Then he brings the ball in, gives it to Steve. He brings it up. The score is 33-22. Steve over to Clayton. Clayton back to Steve. Over to Marcus. Marcus over to Danny. Danny back out to Steve. Steve's going to drive in all the way. Misses, gets a rebound again and draws a foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Lovely effort there to get the rebound and draw the foul. Looks like timeout being called by Tassie. With 7 minutes, 17 seconds to go, the score is 33-22 in favour of Tassie. But no changes to the Tassie side. Steve goes to the line for the extra shot. He gets the first one. And the second, 2 points, increases the lead out to 13 points. Just over 17 minutes to go. She's a full court press by the Tassie boys. It's a good steal by Steve. He gives it to Marcus. Marcus unfortunately passes it over to a New South Metro player. And they get the ball, bring it up. Our boys come back in defence, shut the door for them. And 2 points to New South. Danny into Steve. Steve brings the ball up. Tassie over to Marcus. Marcus with the ball. Sends it round to Steve. Steve over to Clayton. Clayton over to Andrew. Andrew to Steve. Back up to Marcus. Over to Clayton. Clayton sends it out back to Marcus. To Steve who drives. Oh, the ball rolls out and New South get the rebound. It was in and came out. The defence better get it back quickly here. There's a couple of players back. Oh, New South shoot, and it goes in, 2 points. The score is 26-35, Tassie in front by 9, with 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Steve brings it up, sends it over to Marcus. Marcus with the ball, dribbles into Andrew, who drives around, shoots, misses, and Danny gets the rebound eventually, shoots, and it's in. 2 more to Tassie, full court press. As long as there's someone back to defend, they're coming up. They shut the door, New South send it inside. Too long, 3 seconds, no score. Looks like Tassie's making a sub. Wayne coming back on and Steve up. With 5.25 minutes to go, score is 37-26. 11-point break for Tassie. Marcus brings the ball up for Tassie. Moves it round, sends it over to Clayton. He shoots, and it's in. A lovely basket. He just had his foot on the line, so it's only 2, but still the top shot. New South Metro with the ball, bringing it up. Tassie defence gets back, closes the door for them. They're moving it around, putting pressure on the New South team. They block it. No, it's not in. Tassie fighting for the rebound. Looks like a foul's going to be called on Tassie. Unfortunately, Marcus has a foul called on him. New South goes to the line for 1-on-1. With just over 5 minutes to go, Tassie lead by 13. First shot's in. Shows a second. the ball into Wayne, who's going to bring it up for us. Brings up, looks like he's going to drive all the way. No, sends it back out to Andrew. Andrew back out to Clayton. Clayton to Wayne. Back out to Clayton. He gives it back to Andrew. Andrew out to Wayne. Wayne over to Marcus. Marcus sends it over to Clayton. Clayton back out to Wayne. With 6 seconds to go, Wayne comes in, shoots, misses, and yes, Tasty with the ball on the side. New South knocked it out. Looks like we've got another 30 seconds. Wayne gets the ball, throws it into Andrew. Andrew to... no, he's blocked out. Gives it back to Marcus. Marcus with nowhere to go, has it. Back to Andrew. Andrew sends it out to Clayton. Clayton to Wayne. Moving the ball around well. Wayne's going to drive in. Shoots. No, misses, but Andrew gets the rebound. Shoots. 2 points. Nice bit of work there by Andrew to get the rebound and put it in for 2. Full court press still by the Tassie team. New South don't know what to do with it. Move it round. Yes, a steal. No. New South manages to get it. Foul drawn. 2 points count. And New South go to the line for 1 more. Well, 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go. The score is 41 to 30 in favour of Tassie. New South shoots the pin. Wayne brings the ball up to Tassie. Looks like he's going all the way. Sends it over to Marcus. Marcus back out to Danny. Danny to Wayne. Wayne over swings it over to Clayton. Clayton with the ball back out to Wayne. Wayne's going to drive in. Shoots. Misses. Danny gets the rebound. Swings around. Oh, like a lead balloon. He misses. New South bring the ball up. Tassie boys back quickly in the fence. Oh, foul there on Wayne. New South will go the line for the 1-on-1. And Wayne's got his 4th foul. Looks like he'll be subbed off. Also 2 subs. Scott coming on for Wayne and Tristan on for Danny. With 3.5 minutes to go, the score is 41-31. Break of 10 points to Tassie with New South going to the line. First one misses. Ball. And we managed to get the side ball. It was, yeah. Sub being called. Marcus off, Glenn on. Andrew a ball on the side, gives it to Scott. He brings it up to Tassie. Scott over to Clayton. Clayton blocked off, gives it back to Andrew. Andrew has the ball, sends it out back up to Glenn, over to Clayton. Clayton back out to Glenn. Glenn over to Clayton. Clayton to Tristan. Tristan who drives in. Shoots, but he's blocked by New South. If he gets the ball, the drive, missed. Tristan gets the rebound. Gives it out to Clayton. Clayton over to Andrew. Andrew to Scott. 2 points. A lovely bit of passing work there by the boys. And increases the lead back out to... yes, a lovely steal by Andrew. Over to Scott to Glenn. In for 2. Yes. Magnificent bit of work there. My word. The boys are passing the ball around well to one another. They come up New South in attack again. Bring the ball up. Shoot. Miss. Tristan gets the rebound. Sends it out to Glenn. Glenn over to Saul. Unfortunately, it went to New South Metro. With 2.5 minutes to go. Tassie lead. 45 to 31. New South back in attack. Swinging the ball around. And able to get through. New South still swing the ball around. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for them. They don't know what to do with it yet. They try to move around. No, nothing yet. They're still moving the ball around. 4 seconds left. They shoot. Miss. A foul being called on. New South were pushing. Tassie will get the ball on the side. With only 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go, the score is 45-31. Looks like another sub being made for Tassie. Jai coming on. And Andrew coming off. Ball's been brought in by Tassie. Scott brings it up for us. Moves around to Clayton. Clayton to Tristan. Tristan with the ball. Double dribble. New South for the side ball. Almost a steal by Tassie. And they've taken too long. Tough bit of defensive work there by Tassie to keep them in the defensive half. So we get the side ball. Then into Scott. Back to Glenn. Back to Scott. Scott swings the ball around to Tristan. Tristan swings it back out to Glenn. Glenn over to Clayton. Clayton swings around to Scott. Scott with a long one over to Glenn. Glenn drives through. And it goes in, yes, a drive around the New South players, puts in the two, draws a foul, and goes the line for an extra shot. Well, 1.5 minutes to go. The score is 47-31. Favour of Tassie. Glenn goes for the shot, and it's through. Makes it a 3-point play for Tassie. New South have the full court press on them, bring the ball up, but find the Tassie boys are back there in defence. Tassie boys are hashing the New South team. They don't know what to do. They're moving the ball around, but the defence is holding them out. They're swinging the ball around, but no, they can't get through. Yes, they do. Go through. 2 points to New South. Scott with the ball for Tassie brings it up. We've only got 55 seconds to go in the first half. Scores 48-33. Scott moves it around over to Clayton. Nowhere to go. Sends it up to Jai. Jai for the drive. Gets caught. Unfortunately, New South get the steal and come up. Glenn comes through. No, unfortunately, has a foul called on him. New South will go to the line for the one-on-one. With 40 seconds to go and the score 48-33. Glenn has now got 3 fouls and Wayne has 4. Shot misses and Jai gets a good rebound for us, sends it out to Glenn. He comes down over to Clayton. Clayton has a charge called on him. New South on the side. New South the ball on the side, 34 seconds to go. Tassie boys pressing up, not letting it away. Almost a steal there by Tassie. Oh, nearly a steal there by Tassie, but New South managed to hold it. We've only got 20 seconds left in the first half. New South go. Lovely block by Jai, but New South get the ball back. They get another 30 seconds on the shot clock. They shoot. No, it's out. They get the rebound, shoot, and goes in. New South get another 2 points. With 3 seconds on the clock. Over to Tristan. Tristan shoots, but misses. Half-time score. Tassie 48, New South Metro 35. A 13-point lead to Tassie. behind him. It's alright. He's nearly down facing the thing. Yeah, that when you want to back. No, you'll be right. He can do without for a thing with a co-commentator, have we?
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're just commentating the game on the video, you see.
Is that one showing two or something?
No, this is the home. Home video.
Why did you get that in the water?
No, this is the home video. Andrew, Scott and Glenn. Tasey gets first possession of the ball. Glenn with the ball. Sends it out to Steve. Steve back out to Scott. Scott swings around to Glenn. Glenn out to Andrew. Andrew back out to Scott. 10 seconds left on the clock. Steve gets it. He goes in and drives through. Misses. Still in the air. Tristan gets it. 2 points. Top of the rebounding by Tristan. The first score for the half for Tassie. You reckon I'll make a Olympic commentator?
Yeah.
No, right. New South bringing the ball down. They could be through. No, they miss. But get the ball again. They miss again. And Glenn gets the rebound for us. Sends it out to Steve. With just 19 minutes to go, the score is 50-35 in favour of Tassie. Scott's got the ball, shoots, no, he'll miss. New South get the rebound. A steal by Tassie, Steve over to Scott to Glenn, and it's in. Another basket for Tassie. Nice bit of passing there by the boys. Tassie team really pressing the New South team as they bring it down. They shoot, pass over. Too long, 3 seconds call to Tassie with the ball on the side. Yes, 17 points. Steve bringing the ball up to Tassie. Swings it over to Glenn. He's going to drive in. No, nearly loses it. Gives it to Tristan. Tristan with the ball, sends it out to Steve. Steve swings it back over to Scott. Scott over to Glenn. He's going to drive in. No, over to Tristan. A lovely pass under the key to Tristan, who puts it in for 2. Very out. Glenn gets a steal for Tassie. Scott shoots, misses. Unfortunate. It was a lovely steal there by Glenn. But unfortunately, we couldn't put it in. As the boys press up New South. Bring the ball down. They shoot. Miss. Andrew fights for it. But unfortunately, it goes out. And Tassie comes up with it. Scott over to Glenn. He drives through over to Steve, who shoots 2 points. Far too easy. The boys are really passing well. Unselfish play by them all to pass it around. Double dribble call. Top bit of work done by Glenn and Scott to force that. Tassie get the ball on the side. Glenn gives it to Tristan. Tristan swings it back up to Scott. Scott over to Steve. Steve back to Scott. Looks like Scott goes in, but no, he's blocked. Good pass over to Glenn, but unfortunately he's blocked out. Steve back to Scott. Scott shoots. It's going to fall short, but Steve gets the rebound. Yes. Nice drive. Puts it in for another 2. With 17.5 minutes to go, Tassie lead 58-35. New South with the ball are being pressed by the Tassie team. They get it over the halfway line, but they're still being pressed by Tassie team. They go in for a shot. Goes in. 2 points to New South. Steve's got the ball now. He's going to bring it up for Tassie. Brings it across the halfway line. Sends it out to Glenn. Glenn drives through. No, he's held out. Swings it back out to Steve. But unfortunately, Andrews had a holding foul called on him, and New South get the ball on the side. Looks like New South are calling subs. With just under 17 minutes to go, the score is 58-27 in favour of Tassie. New South with the ball on the side, trying to bring it in. Too long! A lovely bit of defensive work there by the boys to force that error. Tassie get the ball on the side. Glenn gives it to Tristan. Tristan over to Scott, who swings around to Steve. Steve to Glenn. Tries to drive through, can't. Sends it back out to Andrew. Andrew swings around to Steve. He tries to drive through, no. Back out to Andrew. With 15 seconds left on the shot clock, he swings it over to Glenn. Glenn to Steve, who has travel called on him. New South ball on the side. Tassie forces the ball back out again after New South threw it in. New South ball on the side. An excellent defence by the boys to force those errors. Here we go again. New South will know where to throw it. Eventually get it in. Nowhere to go. Arms it off. New South now in attack. but held up by the Tassie boys, and a lovely interception there by Andrew to take the ball away from New South. Throws it to Tristan back to Steve, who brings the ball up for us. Lovely steal by Andrew. Swings it over to Andrew, who's got the ball, he nearly loses it, shoots, and he's blocked by New South, who get the rebound and take the ball. Tassie really defending well here. New South having trouble to bring it down. Looks like there's going to be a shot. New South getting far too easy. Only Tristan there to keep him out. Tristan to Andrew, who gives it off to Scott, who brings the ball up for us. Scott sends it over to Glenn. Glenn's going to drive through, which he does, over to Steve, who shoots 2 points, also draws a foul, go to the line for another one. With 15 minutes, 49 seconds to go, the score is 60 to 39. It's a 21-point break, and Steve's on the line for the extra shot. Lovely pass yesterday. Also in position too for changes. Yesterday, Steve with the extra shot, puts it up, misses, but Tassie gets the rebound. Andrew eventually has it, still has the ball, forces New South force the jump off. So Andrew has to jump up with the New South Wales player. Jump ball, Andrew wins it, sends it over to Glenn, who drives. No, he's held out. Swings it over to Scott, Scott to Steve, who drives in. Goes for the thing, a lovely basket. How he managed to get around those players, I don't know, but he didn't put it in for two. New South with the ball again, trying to bring it up. Tassie boys defending well. Slam the gate on them, they can't get through. Yes, they have. Shoot, miss. Andrew wins the rebound for us. Glenn shoots it up to Scott, who drives, take her all the way. Yes, far too easy. Lovely pass by Glenn over to Scott, who puts it in for two. New South with the ball again, trying to bring it up. Tassie boys going back in defence. Looks like a foul being called on Glenn. Makes his fourth. New South Wales get the ball on the side. Looks like a sub being called. Glenn on 4 fouls been taken off. Marcus coming on to replace him. He's played a lovely ball game so far, top game. With only 4 fouls already on the ball. I think we'll have to keep him till later. Marcus on now for Glenn. New South with the ball on the side. They throw it in. Go for the shot. Looks like a foul's been drawn. Pushing foul. New South will go to the line for 2 shots. The score with just over 15 minutes to go is 64-39. New South get the first shot in. And the second. 2 points to New South. Henry gives the ball to Scott, who brings it up for us. Tassie back into the attack, over to Marcus. Marcus swings it back to Scott. Scott swings it back up to Marcus, over to Tristan. Tristan with the ball sends it back up to Scott, to Steve, who goes in, shoots. No, palms it off to Marcus, who shoots. Misses, but Tristan gets a rebound. Comes back out again, Andrew rebounds. Oh, ball goes out, but luckily Tassie get the ball. On the side, timeout called by New South. Generous round of applause for the Tassie boys. Are playing extremely well, defending well and attacking well. The score with 14 minutes 42 seconds to go is 64-41 in favour of Tassie. Timeout complete, no changes to the Tassie side. Marcus with the ball on the side, gives it into Andrew. Andrew's got the ball, swings it over to Scott. Scott over Steve. Steve sends it out. No, he brings it around. Nowhere to go. Puts it at the front to Tristan. Tristan back to Steve. Steve with the drive. No, he's blocked out over to Tristan, who shoots. Misses. New South get the rebound. Andrew and a foul called on New South. The top bit of work there done by Andrew in defence to run back there and draw the foul. Means Tassie gets the ball on the side. Tassie with the ball on the side. Scott gives it to Marcus, and brings it up for Tassie. Marcus with the ball. Sends it over to Scott. Scott swings the ball around. Out to Andrew. Andrew sends it down to Marcus. He's blocked off. Out back out to Andrew. Andrew goes in. No, he's held out. Back out to Steve. 10 seconds left on the clock. Steve's got the ball, sends it over to Scott. Scott shoots. No, misses. New South get the rebound. Marcus, a lovely steal there. Magnificent bit of work by Marcus to come down behind the New South player, get the steal, and bring Tassie back in attack. It was a tap effort. Scott with the ball, goes to drive in, nose blocked out, shoots, goes in, top shot. For the Tassie boys, a steal by the Tassie boys. Marcus on to Scott, Scott shoots, another 2 points. Top bit of work there by Marcus in defence to get that ball and give it up to Scott. New South make an error now, throw the ball over the side. Looks like sub being called by Tassie. They need to come on, Tristan off. This is the best game the boys have played so far. They're playing together well as a team. Marcus with the ball, gives it to Steve, who brings it up for us. Steve has the ball, sends it up to Scott. Scott, back out to Andrew. Andrew with the ball, nowhere to go. Gives it back up to Steve, who's got it. Looks like he's going in for the shot. Yes, he does. No, but it's blocked. Lovely steal by Scott, who gets the ball. Shoots, can't get it in. Again, lovely shot, top shot. All those New South players around, he manages to get it. A lovely, oh no, nearly a steal by Marcus, but unfortunately a foul. That was an excellent bit of work there by Scott, working hard under the basket. With all those players around him, still manages to put the shot in. Well, 12 minutes and 54 seconds to go. The score is 70-41. Looks like Andrew's going off and sub Jai coming on. New South with the ball on the side, bringing it down. Now under 13 minutes to go. Tassie leads 70-41. New South in, shoot, 2 points. Steve bringing the ball up to Tassie. Tassie, oh, Jai shoots, but unfortunately couldn't put it in. It's a quick pass to Steve. A lovely pass by Jai there, over to Steve, who went straight through, put in the 2. A tap effort there. Good vision by Jai to see that and pass it through. New South trying to bring the ball down, but pressed hotly by the Tassie team, working strong in defence. Again, steal by Danny, but unfortunately goes straight to the New South player. They move it around again, they shoot, 2 points. Danny to Steve. Steve is going to bring the ball up for us. Brings the ball up, looks like he's going to drive all the way through. Yes, gets the 2 points. Magnificent basket, drove all the way through. Also draws the foul, goes to the line for the extra shot. He saw the hole and went straight through. Looks like a sub being called by Tassie. Wayne to come on. And Scott to come off. Extremely well done by Scott. He's played a top game so far, as well as all the other boys. Steve on the line for 1 shot. And it's in. Looks like another sub. Clayton coming on, Steve coming off. With just under 12 minutes to go, Tassie lead 75-45. That's a 30-point break to the boys. New South Metro bringing the ball down. The gate was shut by the Tassie defence. They're still trying to work the ball around. Tassie defence holding them out well. Tassie defence still sticking to them. They've only got 10 seconds left on the clock. Tassie defence still keeping them out. Only 6 seconds to go. They're going to shoot, 2 points. Then into Wayne. He brings the ball up for Tassie. Wayne with the ball. Moves it round. Lovely pass there to Clayton, but unfortunately Clayton couldn't get it in. Draws the jump ball with New South. Good bit of defensive work. Offensive work by us. Unfortunately, Clayton's going to have it up again. Sorry? Yeah. Tasmania's got a height advantage here, but lose it. But Danny manages to steal it. Danny over to Jai. He shoots. Misses. Oh, New South get the rebound. Tassie players pushing the New South players. Come down, looks like they're going to drive through. Lovely pass. Oh, they get the 2 points and a foul draw on our players. A foul on Danny, so they'll go to the line for the extra shot. score with 10 minutes 57 seconds to go is 75-49. They miss. New South get the rebound and also 2 points. And into Wayne. Wayne brings the ball up for us. The score 75-51. We've got just under 11 minutes to go. Wayne over to Danny. Danny with the ball. Back out to Wayne. Wayne back out to Danny. Danny with the ball. He moves it around. Shoots. Misses. New South get the rebound. Tassie players really defending well here. They're putting pressure on the New South players. They're really putting pressure on. They still got it. No. Long pass. They miss. Danny gets a rebound. Yes. Knocked out by New South. And Tassie get the side ball. Should have been 2 points to New South, but they couldn't put it in. Danny brings the ball into Marcus. He brings it up for Tassie. Over to Wayne. Wayne, no, he thought he was in. He tries, no, but he's being held out. Over to Jai. Jai with a simple drive, puts it in for 2. He found the hole through the centre. Tassie boys are really pushing the New South Wales player. They're coming down for the drive. It's closed off over to their big player. 3 seconds. Lovely. They held him out. And then he stood in the key too long. Tassie with the side ball. Wayne to Marcus. Marcus throws it over to Clayton. Clayton back out to Danny. Danny with the ball sends it out the front of the key to Wayne. Wayne thinking about a 3-point shot but doesn't. Swings it round. Nowhere to go. Gives it out to Clayton. Clayton brings it around back out to Wayne. Wayne with a 3-point attempt. Shoots. Goes through. Top shot in the front of the key. 3 points. Jai nearly a steal for Tassie as they put the pressure on New South. All the boys come back in defence. The score is 80-51 with under 10 minutes to go. Fingers of the Tassie boys get to the ball, they knock it out. New South gets on the side with 9 minutes 22 seconds to go. Score is 80-51 in favour of Tassie. New South bring the ball in from the side. There's 18 seconds on the clock. They shoot. Goes in for 2. Then he brings the ball in, gives it to Marcus. Marcus sends it over to Jai. Ooh, New South Wales player got his finger to it, but luckily it's stuck. Clayton's got the ball, shoots, misses. New South get the rebound. Tassie players really putting the pressure on them. As they bring it down, the players close it up, really putting pressure on. Oh, yes, foul on Tassie. Looks like Marcus had the foul called on him. Tassie now has 16 fouls. New South only 3 with just under 9 minutes to go. South with the ball on the side, bring it in. Tassie boys really manning up their men. New South swinging around, but at this point can't do anything with it. Really defending hard, but unfortunately a foul is going to be called on Jai. Another foul to Tassie. Looks like Tassie making a sub. Glenn coming on, Scott coming on, Marcus and Wayne coming off. Tassie now has 17 fouls. New South have the ball on the side. 8 1/4 minutes to go. Yes, lovely steal by Jai, but unfortunately goes back to the hands of a New South player. Oh, a foul on Tassie. Looks like New South go to the line for 2. Foul called on 14 is Denny. With 8 1/2 minutes to go, the score is Tassie 80, New South Metro 53. New South on the line for 2. First one misses. Second one goes in. Jai sends the ball into Scott. He brings it up. Pass there, he could have sent up to Glenn, but unfortunately he saw him when it was too late. Scott with a 3-point attempt shoots. Going to fall short, but Glenn manages to get it, sends it out to Danny. He brings it back out to set the play up. Scott with the ball sends it over to Glenn. Glenn comes in for the drive. No, he's blocked off, back out to Jai. Jai sends it over to Scott. Scott sends it out, swings it back to Glenn. Glenn back to Danny. Danny shoots, misses. Jai gets the rebound. and puts it in for 2. New South bring the ball in. Tassie players really pressing up here, making it difficult for New South to bring the ball down. We're under 8 minutes to go. The score is 82-54. New South having trouble getting the ball in. Moving it around. Tassie defence holding out. Ball. New South draw the foul. Looks like it's on standing number 40. They go to the line for 2. Tassie now has 19 fouls on the board with 7 minutes 40 seconds to go. The score is 82-54. New South Wales on the line. First one misses. Second one goes in. And he throws the ball into Jai. He brings it up to Tassie. Looks like he's going to send it through to Clayton. A lovely pass in for 2 points. Top effort there by Jai to see that loose man in Clayton and to give him the ball. And the fitting reward, 2 points. New South bringing the ball down. Being harassed by the Tassie players, nearly a steal, but New South managed to keep hold of it. Tassie players defending. Shoot. No. Tassie get the rebound. Yes, Glenn's got it. Big long pass out to Clayton, over to Scott, who drives, puts it in. Another 2 points to Tassie. A lovely layup then, a lovely pass by Glenn to see those players. New South having trouble bringing the ball down. Moving it around. Oh yes, top bit of work there by Glenn to intercept the ball, throw it out. Looks like a sub, or no, timeout being called by Tassie and also a sub. With 6 minutes 52 seconds to go, score is 86-55. That's a 31-point break to Tassie. Over, looks like there's been a couple of changes to the lineup on the Tassie side. We've got Glenn, Scott, Andrew, Tristan and Steve. Now on for Tassie. New South had the ball on the side. Lovely steal there by Scott. Managed to get the ball. He's going to drive all the way. 2 points. A top effort to steal that ball and take it all the way for 2. Glenn intercepts and bounces the ball off a New South player, which gives us the ball on the side. Throws it into Scott. It brings it around the front of the key. Sends it over to Steve. Steve shoots. Misses. Glenn manages to get the rebound for Tassie. Gives it to Andrew. Andrew swings it back up the front to Scott. Looks like going to try and use up time. Scott over to Glenn. Glenn has the ball, sends it out to Andrew, but unfortunately New South Wales stole the ball, go through and drive, 2 points. Scott sends it in to Steve, who sends it back to Scott, brings the ball up for Tassie. Got the ball, he's going to drive all the way, puts it in, top basket, drove around the New South Wales to put her in for 2. With just under 6 minutes to go, Tassie lead, 90-57, a steal here by Andrew. Steals the ball from the New South players, arms it out to Scott, who has the ball, gives it out to Tristan, Tristan back to Scott. They're moving it around, using up time, Scott back out to Glenn. Glenn throws it back out to Steve. Steve over to Andrew, who shoots, puts it in. Top shot by Andrew there to put in another 2 for Tassie. And Tassie's really got this New South team rattled. They go back in defence. Shoot, miss. Andrew gets a rebound. Unfortunately, the ball passes out to Scott but falls short. New South get it, shoot, miss. Tristan gets the rebound over to Scott, but unfortunately it's a misdirected pass. New South get it again, shoot. This time to make 2 points. Tristan gives it to Steve. A couple of wayward passes in, but not too much damage. Steve brings up the ball for us, sends it out to Andrew. Andrew with the ball sends it back out to Steve. Steve brings it round out to Scott. Scott shoots. Another top shot by Scott. He's really putting him in well today. The score with 4.5 minutes to go is 94-59. They're doing it easy here. New South bringing the ball down. They don't really know what to do. Send it inside. Unfortunately, the foul drawn on Tristan. New South will go to the line for 2. With 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go, the score is 59-54. 94. New South on the line for 2. First one goes in. So does the second one. Tristan gives the ball to Steve. He brings it up for Tassie. Across the halfway line. Looks like he's going to drive all the way. Unfortunately, it's blocked off Andrew. No. 3 seconds. Unfortunate for Tassie. New South with the ball in the side. Move it round. Tassie boys really putting the pressure on. New South bring it down. Pass it over, shoot. 2 points to New South. And 4 minutes to go. The score is 63 to 94. 31-point break to Tassie. Glenn's coming all the way through. Tries to pass it over. Hits the New South Wales player who then, a muck up there. The ball rolls over the side. Tassie loses. Side ball to New South. New South with the ball in from the side. Swing it round. They shoot. It's going to miss and falls into Tristan's hands. Who gets it, sends it out to Andrew. Andrew gets the ball, brings it over the line. He's got numbers here. He can throw it over to anyone he likes, over to Glenn, but unfortunately the pass didn't come too well and he travelled, so New South get the ball on the side. New South trying to bring the ball down. Not having much luck here. The Tassie boys playing too well. New South send the pass over, which goes straight out, so Tassie get the ball on the side. Looks like there's subs being made by Tassie. 5 going off and 5 coming on. Looks top round of applause for the boys. Have played extremely well. On now we have Clayton, Jai, Danny, Marcus and Wayne. With 3.5 minutes to go, Tassie still lead by 31 points. Wayne brings the ball up for Tassie. Gives it over to Clayton. Clayton swings around to Marcus. Marcus is going to try and drive through, palms it back out to Clayton, who shoots, misses. Looks like a foul, pushing foul being called on Danny. New South on the side. No. 1 for 1. 1-on-1 for New South. It looks like Danny's been fouled off. That was short-lived. He's only on for a few minutes. He's had his 5 fouls, has to come off, and Andrew goes back on for him. New South have also called a timeout. With a timeout over, New South Wales go to the line for 1-on-1. The time is 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Tassie lead 94 to 63. First one goes in. He's been shooting well, I thought, mate, with 3 throws. On the line for the second shot. Misses, and Jai gets a rebound for us. Sends it out to Wayne. He brings the ball up for Tassie. Gives it out to Marcus. Marcus back to Jai. Jai swings it back up the front to Wayne again. Wayne with the ball. Brings it around. A lovely pass into Clayton. He puts it in for 2. Tough bit of work there for Clayton, and then also Wayne to pass it in. New South bring the ball in, but they're really being pressed by the Tassie boys. They're having trouble getting over the halfway line, which they finally do. Tassie boys quickly back in defence. We're now under 3 minutes of play left. The score is 96 to 64. New South Wales go for the long shot, a 3-pointer which misses. Andrew gets a rebound for us, sends it out to Wayne, but unfortunately it's too far. Goes out, New South get the ball on the side. New South with the ball on the side. Bring it in. Tassie boys defending well. Shutting it off. New South getting a chance to shoot. Yes, put it in for 2. Marcus with the ball now. Tries to brings it up. Brings it over the halfway. Gives it to Andrew. Andrew drives in. No, he's underneath. Shoots. Tough job. Puts it in. No, you're right. Nice bit of work there by Andrew to come through underneath the basket and curl and put in for 2. New South bringing the ball down again. Vince gets back. They're going in for a shot for 2. No, it goes in and out. Andrew fighting for it, but New South get it and put it in for 2. With 1 minute and 45 seconds to go, score is 98-68 in favour of Tassie. Wayne comes all the way through with the drive, draws a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Looks like Wayne's hurt himself there, coming through on the drive. And have his 2 shots, and it looks like Steve will come on to replace him. And sub on the shooter. First one misses. Second one's going to fall short. No score. So the sub now, Wayne coming off and Steve coming on. Time 8 being called by Tassie 2. With 1 minute 38 seconds to go, the score is 98-68 in favour of Tassie. We've got a steal here by the Tassie players. Just had the ball from the side. There's a steal. Steve over to Marcus, back out to Steve. Back over to Marcus. Marcus looks like has a foul on him. So New South go to the side. We've now got under 1.5 minutes to go. New South have the ball on the side. They bring it in. Ooh, nearly lose it. They get it, pass it over, but a lovely steal there by Clayton. Top steal. He swings it out to Steve, who has the ball, gives it back to Clayton. He brings it around, gives it over to Marcus, who drives in. No, he's blocked off, swings it back out to Clayton. Back to Marcus, he's going to drive in, puts it in, also draws a foul. A top bit of work there by Marcus to drive around the New South Wales player, put it in for 2 and draw the foul. He'll go to the line for another shot. Puts that one in 2, making the 3-point play. New South Wales now the ball, bring it in. Tassie boys really pressing up here, trying to hold them in the top half of the court. It's still there. They've finally brought it over, bringing it down. We think the ball game's all over. They put it inside, shoot. 2 more points to New South Wales. With under a minute to play, the score is 101-70. It's a 31-point play to Tassie. Steve goes all the way through, shoots. Draws a foul, so we'll go to the line for 2. He drove right through the pack and was fouled on the way, so we go to the line for 2. First one misses. Second one through. New South bring the ball out, stolen by Marcus, but he puts it out, which gives New South the side ball. Tassie boys really pressing him up. A steal here by Clayton. He sends it over to Steve. Unfortunately, there's a travel called on him. The New South get the ball on the side. We've now got 38 seconds to play. The score is 102-70 in favour of Tassie. New South put the ball up the side. Nice bit of work there by Marcus to put the pressure on him. Tassie side ball. Jai gets the ball, sends it into Marcus. Marcus swings it over to Clayton. Clayton with the ball, shoots, misses. New South rebound, win the ball. Bring the ball down. Lovely bit of interception work there by Marcus. Knocks the ball out the side, but stops a certain 2 points. New South with the ball on the side, only 20 seconds of play left. Go for the shot. Andrew blocks from behind, but unfortunately fouls. So New South Wales will go to the line for 2. We've only now 17 seconds of play left. Score is 102-70. First shot goes in. Second one misses. Looks like a foul being called on New South. Pushing foul. Tassie get the ball on the side. With now only 15 seconds of play left. Tassie with the side ball. Long pass over to Andrew, who has the ball, goes in to shoot. Unfortunately, travel called on him. We're now down to the last 11 seconds of the game. New South trying to bring the ball down. Been blocked out by Tassie. Looks like Jai comes from behind. Fouls on the New South player. Will go to the line. With only 6 seconds to play. Looks like he's got 3 shots. Going for 3-point. The first one misses. Second one misses. Third one goes in. Tassie gets the ball into Steve. We've now only got 5 seconds, 4 seconds to go. Steve with a big shot. Called travel. Goes with a big shot. 2 seconds to go. They throw it. There's still only 1 to go. Andrew gets the ball, but unfortunately it's all over. End of game. Score is 102 to Tasmania, 72 to New South Wales Metro. 30-point win for the Tassie boys.